Well, g'day everyone. Welcome back to this updated queue tutorial. I just released a video, but looky what we got here. This is, I guess, something I wasn't expecting to be able to show you. But we've got, queue-based stamps that maintain their integrity in corners. So I can literally just place these down as squares. And I think in the last video I said, well, we need all these complicated triangles and things. And I've actually got a method for this for small paths too, and small queues. So I thought, why not just take a one-cut video and we'll show you how you can create this as well, and give it as a bit of an update. But pretty exciting that we can, basically recreate that sort of roller coaster tycoon pathing system with the advanced paths that we have in Planet Coaster 2, which is, really cool. So let's have a look how we did it. So I'll create a path with the stamp. I'm just using that as my reference point because I want a nice world axis, and I'll just put out a bit of path of the queue like that. So that gives me a nice 2 meter square. I can get rid of the rest. And I'm going to come in and just show you, if we do a normal corner, right, you get the curve. And this is where all the issues arise, because in this corner, there's these 2 extra nodes. And when we stack them all together, it pulls the thing apart, even if we try to make it square. So the trick is, take this piece and turn your snap on and just align it up so it's perfectly square with the other one. And you can see again that piece just snapped into there, because that's what happens when they get close. The tolerances pull the points together. But all we have to do is create a square edge like that, and then take that piece, delete it, come back in again and get this other extra node and snap it like so. And now we've got our corner piece. And to create the cattle pan or whatever it is you're doing, you just Control X. You select it, Control X, and then you press M on the keyboard to move it, and it will just snap into place. And you can press Z to rotate it, M and Z to create, your structure. And so what's cool about this is I don't need to align it or anything. It's just going to snap into place. And you've basically recreated Roller Coaster Tycoon 1 pathing with the advanced system. And so even if Frontier provided us with stamps pre-made, using these shortcut keys is probably just as quick as anything to essentially do what I'm doing here. So I thought that was really nice and a nice surprise. So I wanted to now show you how to do that, but with a much thinner queue, because that is a lot more complex. But let's give it a go, because I think the standard queue is nice for a lot of situations, but smaller queues even better. Just looks cool in certain circumstances. So I'm going to come in, actually I'll create a grid again, and we're going to go even smaller than I did in my last tutorial. So I want to go for a 1.25 meter path. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That gives me 1.25. I can delete that. And then again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you're going to see if problems arise as I work here, because I wanted to give you the raw view. And I'm going to create a grid as a bit of a template structure, so we can try and make a similar grid but with a much smaller piece. And I'm just going to duplicate that out. And so I explain all this in the other video, why we do it, and some of the detail of paths and queues and the differences, so you can check that out. But I'm basically creating a template like this. So this is a backup over there, and I'm going to come into my queue tool now. And because we don't have, a draw tool with queues or anything, we have to use a template like this to create a smaller square. And that just gives me a perfect square shape. So the challenge is now, how do I make a corner piece? So I'm going to copy that and give myself a backup of that. And what I'm going to do is come in with the edit tool. And in the last video, I talked about creating triangles, and that was a shape a bit like this. This will snap, and we collapse that one on itself, and we could take this piece and rotate it and basically make a grid out of it, which works fine. But triangles are annoying because they've got these angles and they create additional issues. So I really wanted to create a square, and this came from a comment in the previous video. How do we make stairs? Because with the angles, it's a problem. And that was absolutely right, that comment, and it got me thinking. And so I appreciate the feedback from you guys. It really helps me, consolidate ideas. And so the challenge here is how do we get that line to have an additional point, because I can't overlap paths like you can with, or queues rather, like you can with paths to create additional points. But what you can do, so if I take this piece out, for example, and take this piece and bring it along that straight edge, the very fact that we place that next to there, it means that these points are now merged together. So in here with the edit tool, we've now introduced an additional point. And so if I take this guy out and then bring it back in to our little reference grid, I want to be able to now turn this into a square. Now it's not as easy as it looks, and because all sorts of things happen. So I'm just going to make a backup and then we'll give it a go. So if I take this point, for example, okay, so, and bring it over here, that's fine. And what we'll find is that point's now gone again. So we need to maintain that point somehow, and this is where it gets difficult. So if I take that and get rid of this shape and come back to my grid and place something like that, and we come in, and this has been a lot of trial and error, right, to get to this sort of discovery. So that's going to work, but again that dot disappears. So can I maintain that dot somehow? So let's move it down here first and then try to bring this across. Yep, that's going to work. But now I've got another problem in that that shape is no good for snapping. So if I take this piece and bring it over here and then bring this, I guess, down, maybe like that, and then this one, need to get it to that level somehow. Is that going to work? Okay, getting somewhere. And we're going to delete that and that, and I'm going to bring this across here. And see, that's a problem. So what do we do? Okay, well, let's come again and let's have a think. Can that come into there? No. Bring it across. We lose our snapping, and I want to maintain that. So what if I bring it narrower? Like that. Delete all this junk. You're probably thinking, is this worth it? But the question is worth asking, but the answer is, once it's done, yeah, you don't have to do it again. So I'm going to try that. All right, now we've got a right angle that we know is good. Let's delete that. What if we bring in this guy? I reckon this guy's getting in the way, so we'll delete it. Try that, and then put that there like that. There we go. Now I know I can move this piece. So, voila! Cool. Yes, we have it. A perfect triangle. I mean corner. So, that was a bit of a struggle. And that's how I work. So now you know. Fiddle and play with these pieces all day long. So, okay, let's have a look. Yep. So, once again, I can now create a cool little narrow queue. And I got my two pieces, and off we go. So how big a queue can we do? So without, when you're small like this, you can't snap. It's not going to work. It kind of align, but it won't snap to the edge, which is a shame. It snaps to the corner like that. So you can certainly do that. But yeah, you're going to have to use the grid. So with the snap tool on, just like before, we can use the advanced move and rotate. So using the advanced move will give us the control and fidelity that we want. So I can quickly create a cattle pen. I rotated it the wrong way. So I take that piece and do that. Now we've got our end for our little tiny cattle pen and rotate that like so. Cool. Right, so I could take, for example, that to be there. Oh, I need to move it, not copy it. And we could extend like so. Yeah. And look, you can even create bridges and things. So we could take this piece and move it up. And I don't want this edge to come up as we shift. So I'll show you what happens if I do that. If I grab that and then do that, it's going to say can't be crossed. So what we do is we can take, just move it aside. We're going to take that and push it up here, like that. And I'm going to have to separate this piece as well. And you can see these pieces are still too close, so we'll just move them right out of the way. And now I can bring that back and it won't join its edge. So yeah, now we've got a little step inside our little cube, and we can take that, duplicate that as much as we like. Create some interesting shapes and paths. And yeah, if we come, let's go place a ride now and see how that looks. So I'll put down a something custom flat ride zipper. What do they call it? Kickflip. And we take our little cue. Have a look at this. And the really nice thing about the square grid approach is the guests seem to fit just well. Look at that. They're right on. There's no clipping into the barrier even at that scale, 1.25 meters. So I think that's about as narrow as you'd want to go. And yeah, you can see that's all cool and possible. All right, well, what about some other shapes? So I'm going to take this one, let's say, we'll get all these pieces here, and we'll copy it and throw it up here. And if we wanted to create like a stepped piece that goes all the way up, like I guess a stairway, you can do that too. Like that. Just move them up a piece at a time. Come back to my edit tool. And yeah, I think I have to do this one vert at a time, or you get sort of issues. Again, you might have to move this away when it's too close like that. Just pause it so we don't get that ride noise. Okay, we need to go a bit higher, don't we? So I'll jump it up again. And you can obviously then take a piece like this and rotate it, right? And bring it across here. One more. And take that up to there. Where is it? Let me just, oh, I'm copying it again. So I could take it X, not copy, and take a piece like this and rotate it like that. And that one, stick them out, and we need to duplicate that one. We've got a little stairway, and I like that because yeah, just think that's a nice little shape, and because it's so small, it's pretty versatile. So you can take that and then copy it again and bring it up. You get the idea. Create yourself a nice little stepway up, and I think I have to rotate one of these. Yeah, that's an edge, so we need that and like that. Yeah, that's neat. You can imagine that be handy going up to a platform, or like a roller coaster platform or something like that. Okay, so that's that one. Let's try another little trick. So we'll move this piece here. I'm going to rotate it. What if we did a slope where there was a zigzag going up the slope? Sort of curious about that. So you can try something like this, and if we wanted to move this up just a little bit and then do a path movement, might have to do one point at a time. Like so, and we can get that gentle slope happening, a bit like that. So I'll do it one more time because I need to move the whole lot up. Actually, no, I don't. Yes, I do. Need to get rid of that and turn that around. So like that, and take this piece. Like that. So you can build a sort of a step slope, or we can try and improve that further by going up a piece and then getting this one and bringing this edge now up to there. Might need to change my angle. Let's try the center first. It's just sometimes you gotta just try a different point when it doesn't let you do things like I was just doing then. And now we've got, yeah, a sloped sort of runway, I guess. I don't know what you call it. And we can take that and obviously I need to remove these bits because that is not a repeating pattern. Let's try again and bring that back down there. And I've just done the same thing. What's wrong with me? That one goes there. I needed to remove one row. That's better. Cool. Now you've got this sort of windy path up. And yeah, we can try that again and again. There. Again, I'm going to delete one row. That's the stamp that we need. So, yeah. Ta-da! Okay, so that's kind of cool. You could have steps. I don't think that would be a realistic path, but maybe that's another approach to the side of a roller coaster. Anyway, lots of things to try and play with. Hopefully that was useful, everyone. Yeah, as I said, I really love how they fit so neatly in that tiny little 1.25 meter. So very cool. Thanks for sticking around if you did. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one. Cheers, everyone. Bye.